it's over.
Never! You'll never catch me, Holmes. I've eluded you this long, and I can assure you that I'm not about to get caught now. This afternoon at Dr. Watson's office, I took the liberty of relieving you of your gun.
This morning at the gasworks, I took the liberty of removing the bullets.
Damn you, Holmes!
There's no means of escape this time.
Of course there is. There's always an escape. In my time, I've robbed the Khedive of Egypt. I've emptied the Bank of England. Do you think that I'll surrender to a two-bit consulting detective?
I'm afraid you'll have to.
Oh, please. The gun is empty.
I emptied only the first chamber. How else to catch a master criminal?
Mr. Holmes, Professor!
Don't do it! It's 3 stories!
Mr. Holmes, thank God you're safe.
Well done, Mr. Holmes. How do you do, Count Zelinsky? Come, we get the letters from the dead body.
The letters are not on the body. I secured them this morning.
Oh, excellent. Please hand them over.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
But why not?
Because they compromise a young lady who deserves better. A young lady who made one small mistake but will not, I promise you, pay for it for the rest of her life.
But Mr. Holmes, the prince will be furious. He will ruin your reputation. He will have my head. He will end my head. Now, I don't want to see you ever again. This is not over.
Count Zelinsky, wait. Then you promised to give him the letters.
Yes, and now that you've seen me in my true light, we have nothing left to say but goodbye. My supposed friendship for you is but a pretense, a sham.
I do not believe you.
Why not?
From the way you look, from the way you speak. You're not the only one who can tell things from small details. Kiss me, then tell me you don't love me.
I don't. Ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas. My name is William Gillette, and I thank you for your kind reception of a play about a man of reason who loses his heart and stands up for the one fixed star in his firmament, the cause of justice. As many of you know, I wrote this play some 15 years ago with the blessing of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle in order to keep his greatest creation, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, alive and well on the stages of the world. Any success we have attained, I attribute entirely to Sir Arthur, though I'm more than happy to bask in his reflected glory. This has been our final performance in New York City, but we hope that you'll come see us again on tour, which will begin right after Christmas and just... Wait, stop. Don't anyone move. That man has a gun. No, I'm not joking. He could be... Oh!
Oh, please, somebody get a doctor!
Gillette! There he is! Stop him!
Bring down the curtain!
This is the news of the world for December 1936. Around the country, there are lines again. But not for soup anymore. This time it's for jobs aplenty, as President Roosevelt fulfills his promise of a New Deal for all Americans. Meanwhile, Wallace Simpson and that American gal who changed the course of British history by capturing the heart of a king was spotted disembarking at the Brooklyn Pier, prompting speculation. Is it a New York wedding for these royal lovebirds? In entertainment news, Broadway star William Gillette is now recuperating in his Connecticut mansion after that near-fatal shooting on stage at the Palace Theater just 2 weeks ago. We hear that movie stars galore, including Clark Gable and the glamorous Myrna Loy, have been visiting the great actor in Connecticut, hoping to speed his recovery. For now, we wish him well and look forward to hearing his famous cry again, "Watson, the game's afoot!"
Portia, I said stop! Dear little Portia, I love that dog. I wonder how she'd look above the mantelpiece. No, stop! Portia, stop! Be quiet! Willie, could you get the door, please? I'm having trouble with my corsage.
Sorry, Mother, I'm still in my robe. I simply can't do things as quickly with this damn sling on my arm.
Well, then you shouldn't have invited your friends over for the weekend and on Christmas Eve.
But that makes it festive. Besides, none of them has any other family to speak of.
Oh, Balderdash, I find this very odd. You were shot just 2 weeks ago. You need to recover.
But I am recovered. I'm simply lame at the moment. Like Richard III. I'm not shaped for sportive tricks, no maid to court an amorous-looking glass.
Willie, please don't start on one of
I am rudely stepped and want the love's majesty to strut before a wanton ambling nymph.
Willie, now is not the time while people are...
And that's so lamely and unfashionable that dogs bark at me as I halt by them.
Willie, will you stop it and get the door?
Can't answer the door in my bathrobe, Mother. I'm not eccentric.
You're a big help. Oh, coming. It's like living in a madhouse with the gatekeepers on holiday. Hello, who is it?
It's Simon.
And Aggie.
And oh my gosh, is there a speaker in the door or something?
Yes, dear. It's called a speakerphone, and it's one of Willie's harebrained ideas.
Mrs. Gillette?
Hello, Aggie. How nice to meet you.
This is amazing. It's like Flash Gordon or something.
Where are you then?
I'm in the drawing room, but I'm still getting dressed.
You're getting dressed in the drawing room? Does it have a window so I can watch?
Stop it, you terrible boy.
The door seems to be unlocked. Shall we come straight in?
Yes, please. And bring the delinquent with you. Holy smoke!
This is where God would live, if he could afford it.
Aggie Wheeler, after all this time, I can't believe we haven't met before.
Neither can I.
Oh, I've heard all about you from Willie, of course. He simply raves about you.
Oh, he's wonderful.
Oh, doggone it, you finished dressing.
Oh, you wicked creature. Get over here.
Marry me now before the baby arrives.
Oh, you. I've known this young man since he was an extra in Pride and Prejudice. I played Mrs. Bennet.
Oh, I wish I'd seen.
I pretended I was a little dotty and not all there.
It was quite a stretch.
Oh, be quiet.
Did you make me a Christmas present? I love your presents. Last year, she made me her famous peach preserves. I was doubled over with joy for 3 days.
This is for you. Merry Christmas.
Oh, thank you. It looks beautiful.
This house is amazing. It must have cost the earth.
Oh, you know, Billy, it's never by halves.
When did you move in?
About 3 months ago now.
Oh, and how's he feeling?
Well, he scared me to death getting shot like that. And now he insists he's going to catch the criminal all by himself. I say to him, Willie, you're not a policeman. But he locks himself up for hours in his laboratory.
You have a laboratory?
My dear, this house has everything. Watch this.
Good Lord!
That's one of his favorites, along with the electric snow shovel, the miniature railroad, and the exploding monkey. That'll be Madge and Felix. I'll be right back.
Are you holding up all right?
I think so.
He'll be fine with it, just trust me.
Right.
Good, Ed.
You sure?
Absolutely. I want to see their faces when we give them the news. They'll say, "What? What?"
Greetings and salutations.
What country friend is this?
It is Illyria, lady.
My brother.
He's in Elysium. Perchance he's not drowned. What think you, sailor?
It is perchance that you yourself were saved. Ha! Merry Christmas. Here's to the rebels. They shall be non-stop and very drunken. Do you realize that we've been on vacation for a mere 2 weeks and I've already missed you dearly?
Thank you, Felix.
Not you, you idiot. Aggie. I've been in love with her ever since I was... Uh-oh. There's my wife.
Keep talking, darling. It'll sound so wonderful when it's repeated in court.
And how was your time off?
It was luxurious. We went to the spa. Felix hated it.
There was nothing to eat or drink, and we had to do some bizarre Buddhist exercise.
It's called yoga.
I thought that was that white pudding stuff.
That was yogurt.
It was like spoiled milk with the texture of bone marrow. It'll never catch on.
Can you believe there's a wonderful place like this?
I mean, he said it was something, but I had no idea.
Who would build a castle in the Connecticut River?
Why does Gillette do anything? The man is insane.
I thought he was your best friend.
And I repeat, the man is insane.
He built an awfully nice house, though. It would be excellent for a murder.
Why a murder?
It's isolated. There's loads of rooms to hide the body in, and it's on a river so you can drown people. I mean, what more do you want? An axe?
He has one, 2,
3.
as well as 2 broadswords, a garrote, and a brace of pistols. If Connecticut was ever under attack by Rhode Island, this house will be the first line.
And the snow fell gently upon the little stable, and there in front of it was a manger made of wood, and in the manger was a boy child.
And his name was Sherlock Holmes.
William.
Willie boy.
Madge, dear, and Aggie.
How's your arm? Are you in pain?
Oh, it's much better. Thank you for asking. Simon, how are you?
It's good to see you, sir.
I see you've all arrived safely despite wind and weather.
It's getting pretty dicey out there.
Blow winds, and crack your cheeks.
Spout till you have drenched our steeples, drowned the cocks.
But even then, the morning cock crew loud, and at the sound it shrunk in haste away.
The knave turns fool, that runs away.
Where's my fool? Oh, I think the world's asleep.
To sleep, perchance to dream.
To sleep no more.
False! You repeated sleep. Game, set, and match to Felix.
My God, I love you.
Of course you do.
Felix, you scoundrel, were you making fun of me down here?
Moi?
I do have the proof.
Why would he build a castle in the Connecticut River?
Why does Gillette do anything? The man is insane.
I thought he was your best friend.
And I repeat, the man is insane.
What in God's name was that?
My latest goodie. Microphones here, and I can turn them on and off at all the light switches.
How do you play it back?
It's called a remote control. First presented in 1903 to the Paris Academy of Science and under development ever since. It sends signals through the air without wires. The military is starting to use them.
You're amazing.
Hello, my darlings. I brought some bubbly so we can really celebrate.
I know you're talking.
Here, let me hold. That lets all 3 have you.
Darling boy, he always looks after me. Unlike some children I know who remain unnamed.
An ill-favored thing, sir, but mine
Oh,
own.
quit blathering, Willie. He can be so irritated, especially since he got shot. He's so proud of it. By the way, there's Barnes. I can't find him anywhere.
Who's Barnes?
He's our butler. Can you imagine we have a butler?
I gave him the night off.
What?
He looked tired, and we're all family, really.
Oh, Willie, how could you? With your bad arm, you can't even help me.
Stop it, of course I can. Look, I've been meaning to do this for 2 days now. Here, frame it.
We'll call it a farewell to arms.
I suppose there's been no progress finding the man who shot you.
Well, the police are stuck, but I believe I found something.
What is
What?
it?
Do you remember the note that was left at the stage door on the day of the shooting?
The stage door?
I do. Well, Nazi said the envelope was addressed to you, but the note was blank.
Exactly. And the police lost interest in it. But I've been subjecting it to some tests upstairs in my laboratory, and it was a matter of trial and error. Take a look. Took a few tries, but in the end I mixed a little sodium carbonate in with alcohol, so it isn't just the heat that's doing it, it's also the chemical.
Oh my gosh!
Look!
Dear Mr. Holmes, Ben, you're dead.
Then they were trying to kill you.
Wait. There's more! Look. HVIII 135. It's like a cipher.
Maybe it's a German code. I mean, with Hitler and all.
Possibly. On the other hand, Aggie, could you hand me the Shakespeare on the book stand? You see, most people don't realize when Sherlock Holmes says the game's afoot in the adventure of the Abbey Grange, he is in fact quoting Shakespeare.
Which play?
HVIII Henry VIII.
That's a wonderful guess, Simon, but it's wrong.
Henry V.
Of course.
Once more unto the breach, dear friends. Once more, or close the wall up with our English dead.
I see you stand like greyhounds to the slips, straining upon the starts. The game's afoot!
So HV is Henry V.
And I 135 is...
Act 3, Scene 1, line 35, here at the market.
The game's afoot. Wow.
It was left for you at the stage door? That's rather creepy.
But what does it mean?
It means that whoever was trying to kill you is seriously crazy.
There's something else, isn't there? Let me see that. There's a watermark.
What's a watermark?
An impression pressed into the paper when it's manufactured.
A sort of advertisement. Hotels do it and businesses.
Oh, Christ!
What?
Where's it from?
The Palace Theater.
Oh no.
I'm not following this.
It means that whoever wrote that had access to the theater's stationery. It means that they worked at our theater.
It could have been someone from the stage crew.
Or a producer?
Or an actor.
Well, you've certainly made it a jolly Christmas, Willie.
Oh, stop it. We shouldn't jump to conclusions. Someone could have swiped the paper, in which case no one here is involved at all.
It's like a beehive backstage.
It is like a beehive backstage.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the swiper. Cheers!
Merry
us.
Christmas. While we have the drinks out and we're feeling jolly and all, I'd like to make an announcement, if I may.
Go on.
Well, Aggie and I are married.
What?
What?
You mean engaged?
No, married. For 4 weeks now.
You're kidding!
Wonderful. He tells me nothing. My son tells me nothing at all.
We were going to tell all of you after the run, but then the shooting
Oh,
happened.
it's marvelous. Isn't it wonderful, dear?
Oh, yes, of course it is. Absolutely.
And you're so brave to get married again after what happened the last time.
Mother?
I mean, she is. I mean, her husband died on their honeymoon, didn't he? That's what I
Mother,
heard.
for heaven's sake!
Yes, he did die in Sister July, and I don't mind talking about it. In fact, talking about it makes it more bearable.
There, are you satisfied? Go on, we want to know everything.
Well, there isn't much to tell. Hugo and I, that was my husband, we were married just over a year ago, and we went to Killington in Vermont to go ski for our honeymoon.
Did you really? I hear that's very expensive.
Her husband was quite well off.
That's what I heard. They say he was loaded.
That's
He was a
it! I give up!
Oh, stop it. I hate when people beat around the bush. It's like you and Penelope. You were married, she died, you miss her, and there's an end to it. And it makes you feel better when we talk about it, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Thank you. Go on, dear, spill the beans.
Well, my husband was an excellent skier, but he decided to go down the Black Diamond Slope, which is the most dangerous one at the resort. He got all dressed in his jacket and goggles, and the attendant tightened his gloves and boots. And Hugo set off down the hill as happy as I can ever see him. And then,
Yes?
the strap on his boot just broke, and he fell on the hill. The skis sort of fell apart or something, and he slipped on the iciest part of the slope, and he hit a tree and died instantly.
Oh,
Oh, I must have been shocked at first, because I just tried to talk to people and pretend things was manageable. Oh, but by the end of the first night, I was shaking so hard I couldn't stop.
But you were all alone.
Well, not for long. She had the good sense to wire me that night, and we've been best friends for ages, and I was in a show in New York at the time.
And he dropped everything and arrived the next day. Oh, what a comfort.
And the rest is history. Romantic.
In a lugubrious sort of way.
Don't you start. Martha's right. You have to face up to life. No matter what the world throws at you, no matter how difficult it can get sometimes, you have to say, to hell with the bastards and go on with living.
That's my girl. Let's cheer things up with a little music, shall we?
Here, here.
To the happy couple.
The happy couple.
West Wide. Tragedy 2 for Britain and Messina.
Wait, hold on for a moment. I believe that our final guest has arrived and she's pulling into the dock this minute.
There's someone else?
Who is it?
Guess.
Oh, Willie!
Was she in the show?
Not in the show, but in show business.
Do we know her?
Well, you certainly know of her.
I smell trouble.
Oh, would you stop being coy? My God, you could drive St. John to drink. Just tell us who it is.
It's Daria Chase.
What?
No. Oh, Willie, how could you?
She's awful.
She's worse than that.
I met her at a party once and she completely snubbed me.
She gave me the worst review I ever had in my life. It was a costume drama with Joan Crawford, no less. She says, the radiant Miss Crawford came on to the clicking of high heels, followed by a lump of roast beef.
She said I played Hamlet's mother looking like a worried hamster.
I was in a play last year and appeared in a bathing suit. She wrote Simon Bright's audacity in the role was largely in excess of his equipment.
Well, she's clever at least.
She's a spiteful, gossip-mongering, herding bitch, and you owe us all an explanation.
I agree.
All right, fine. She's writing a profile of me for Vanity Fair, and she asked to come on one of our weekends. Now, like it or not, Daria Chase is the most influential columnist in the country. Her profile of me will give us more free publicity than if I'd shot Lincoln. So I suggested as a courtesy to me that you are at least civil to Miss Chase, and that you get off your fannies and go greet her at the dock. Thank you.
Exit on grateful guests shuffling feet.
You're up to something, aren't you?
You didn't tell me.
I couldn't. I didn't have the courage.
Courage.
I didn't want you to think less of me.
Simon is a fine fellow.
He's more than that.
What I mean is...
I know what you mean. He's nice. He's ordinary. He's easy to please. Well, he isn't. And he's in love with me.
Are you in love with him?
Of course I am. I wouldn't have married him otherwise. And he's very, very kind. When I needed him, he was there in an instant.
Of course he was.
But I was in love with you. You just didn't ask me. I gave you every chance. I offered you everything.
I know you did, and I was too foolish to take you up on it. I had some misguided notion I was being loyal to my wife's memory.
It's been 10 years since your wife died.
Yes, I know.
William.
Listen, Aggie, you're going to be fine. The best man won. I'm sure of it. For heaven's sake, just look at me. I'm old enough to be your slightly older brother.
Thanks. Thanks a million. It's just I thought you felt something.
You treat everything as a joke, even that horrible attempt on your life.
Not as a joke, my dear, but as a game. It's a different thing entirely. Look, we've chosen this mad life of ours, and we'd be insane not to accept it for what it is. Do I go to an office? No. Do I wear a tie to work? No! We're actors. We wear silly costumes. We put our noses made of putty, for God's sake. We don't want to be grown-ups, we're all Peter Pans. And a good thing it is, too. I don't want to leave all the fun behind because I've reached a magical age of regret. That's what they want us to do, you know, all those gray-faceless accountants, and I won't do it. I won't. I don't treat life as a joke. I treat it as the most glorious game ever invented. Love and heartbreak. Game. Life and death, the greatest game, the biggest adventure. Shakespeare got it right on the nose, you know. Henry V charging into battle against overwhelming gods, and what does he cry? It's all a game. If I die, I die. So let them praise me, hate me, shoot at me. But at the end of the battle, I will have lived, even for a moment. And if you feel like you need Simon in order to live like that, then take him by all means, cling to him. Don't hesitate for a second. I will, however, miss you unutterably.
Gillette! Guess who's here? It's our old friend, Daria Chase.
Merry Christmas, oh William, my dear, sweet, vulnerable man. How is your arm, your heart, your soul? Oh, after that ghastly shooting, I thought I'd never see you again. That's where I'd find you limping like a broken lion to the final watering hole.
And here I am, looking right as rain and twice as healthy. Daria, you look magnificent.
Oh, please, I simply grabbed whatever was hanging in my sad little closet as I bounded out of New York City for the countryside on Christmas Eve, and oh my God, just smell the air out here. I haven't smelled air like this since I was a little girl growing up in Kansas, or wherever it was, with all those divine little cows and things. How lucky you are to have all this nature to comfort you.
Just like that famous painting on the grass. But with our clothes on.
Oh, Felix, my dear, how are you?
Not as well as you, obviously.
Oh, stop it. My beauty is superficial, and yours is on the inside. Madge, my God, we go back a ways, don't we? I remember when I first came to New York as a youngster and how I looked up to you with all of your years of experience.
And yet my friends and I always called you mother.
Now stop it, that's impossible. You didn't have any friends.
I had Felix.
And didn't everyone?
Daria, let me introduce you to the rest of the clan. This is my mother, Martha Gillette.
We've met before, very briefly, at a party. But I do read your column. In fact, I keep it right next to my bed, in case I can't sleep at night.
What a witty thing to say, and so unexpected.
Hello, Daria. It's nice to see you.
Simon, my darling, you're looking very well.
As do you.
I didn't know that you two.
Oh, of course we do. We met at Killington at the big weekend. I was there for the skiing and those divine parties, and then after I left, your husband had that ghastly accident, didn't he? Oh, I was so upset. If I had stayed, I would have had one of the biggest scoops of the whole year. And for you, it must have been quite upsetting.
I bet you don't know they're married now.
For 4 weeks.
4 weeks, 2 days, and 6 hours. I'm especially proud of the 6 hours. It shows I could really stick with it.
The truth is, I do know about it, and I plan to put it in my column on Monday morning. I mean, just look at the two of you. 1 minute you're character actors, the next you've inherited half the Pacific Northwest.
What do you mean?
What? Darling, you've just married the merry widow of Manhattan, for God's sake.
Sorry, but you've got it wrong. Hugo didn't leave her anything.
Excuse me, but I am a reporter. When I found the records on your marriage, I happened to see Hugo's will and testament. He left you everything, didn't he? All his millions.
Yes, he did.
That's
That's
great.
amazing!
Why didn't you tell us?
I don't know. I didn't want it to affect my relationship with anyone. they'd see me differently. You know they would.
Does this mean I'm rich? Very rich? Ha ha ha! I'm rich! I'm rich! I'm rich! How you do? I'm rich! Ah, you may touch me! You just made my day!
I must say, this cast of yours gives me endless things to write about. It's like I invented you just for the purpose.
We'd rather you write about the play and not us.
Oh, nonsense. Of course you wouldn't. Everyone wants publicity, darling. It's magic and it's changing the world. I mean, look at me. I'm a sorceress. A wave of the pen and I can make you a star. Woo! Publicity equals fame, equals money. It's like a drug, but it never stops. And I will say, you've all been hogging the limelight beautifully, haven't you? First the shooting, which in itself must have doubled my readership. Then the inheritance, and now the murder.
Murder?
What murder?
You mean the shooting?
No, I mean the murder this morning. Don't tell me you don't. Do you know about it?
I'm afraid I do. I was going to tell everyone after dinner.
Oops.
Who was murdered?
Nods.
Stage doorman nods?
I'm afraid so.
Oh, no.
The police asked me to identify the body this morning. It happened late last night, apparently.
I was there.
Excuse me?
At the theater last night. Not at the murder, of course.
But there's no show on at the moment.
I was doing background work on my article.
Did you see Nods there?
Yes, I did. When I went in, but he was murdered apparently while I was inside.
But who would murder him? I mean, poor Nogsy.
Perhaps he saw something related to the shooting, or overheard someone talking about it. Could it have been an accident?
Or natural causes, like a heart attack.
That would be very comforting indeed, except that his throat was cut from ear to ear with a razor blade.
There's a storm brewing.
And I have a feeling it's going to get quite nasty before it's over.
Oh, nonsense. It's Christmas Eve. Now, let's have dinner. Right this way, everybody. Let's go. Oh, gosh, I'm being white.
Felix, my darling, will you take me in? I'm like the maiden aunt of the family, all sad and lovely.
Of course.
Aggie, my darling, would you take me in? I'm like the bachelor uncle of the family. All full of myself and annoying.
Oh, stop it. She'll hear you.
Are we still going through with it?
Absolutely. Look, let's leave the doors open so we can hear the music, shall we?
I'll be right back.
Hurry it up. We want dessert.
Aggie, dear, are you all real?
I was just looking around. Oh, this place is beautiful, isn't it?
Spectacular, but that's William, isn't it? He likes the best and he usually gets it, but not always.
I had no idea he was this successful.
He's taken us all by surprise, actually. He and I started out together. We were roommates in the city, both of us as poor as church mice, auditioning for everything that came along. Then, one day out of the blue, he says, "You know, I think I'll write a play about Sherlock Holmes." And I say, "Don't be ridiculous, that'll never work." So, he writes the play, and he stars in it, and it runs for 20 years, and here we are.
I know he admires you tremendously.
Does he?
Well, well, well. If it isn't the heiress of Brooklyn.
Hello.
Do you know, I've been thinking about what happened to you. Pretty young actress, no money, needs eligible young man who's very rich. He falls deeply in love with her, marries her, and promptly dies on a honeymoon. And I think to myself, he must be the luckiest girl in the entire world.
She lost her husband, for heaven's sake, Daria.
Oh, please. Husbands are a dime a dozen. They come and go like ducks around a country pond. They waddle around looking self-important. They quack as though someone is actually listening to them, and then mercifully, they die off and disappear.
I think I should go now.
That was very endearing of you, Daria. Why not take an axe and chop her feet off?
Oh, grow up. The little gold digger had the jackpot. What more does she want? A trophy? And she got Simon in the bargain. Now let's stop talking about them. Let's talk about me instead. What does he like most about me?
Your shyness.
I like you because you're handsome and stoic. Doesn't all of Gillette's success make you want to scream? Aren't you seething inside with jealousy?
No, he's my best friend.
Really? You didn't try to shoot him then?
How could I? I was on stage when he was shot.
So was everybody who's here this weekend except dear innocent Martha.
And you?
Why would I want to shoot him? I haven't slept with him yet. Now stop being scared. You can kiss me.
I'm a married man.
You mean your lips don't work at all anymore?
Daria.
10 minutes upstairs and never miss us.
Daria!
We never get to spend time together.
We could be spending a great deal of time together in there eating dinner.
You're angry about the review, aren't you?
This one is side beef.
But in a nice way. Oh, Felix, I was just trying to get a laugh. I should have the truth when I write, shouldn't I? Truth and beauty, as the poet Shelley said. It is all we know on earth, and all we need.
Keats!
Huh?
It was the poet Keats.
You know, Felix, you're even more attractive when you stand up to me.
I should get back to the others.
It's not yet, Shirley.
Daria. Daria, down!
You know, Felix, there are certain things I know about your past that you might not want bandied about amongst your loved ones. So it might be in your best interest to be nicer to me, don't you think?
It really was. Kudos to the hostess. Thank you.
Ah, Philostrate, master of the revels, turn up the Athenian youth to merriment, awake the pertinent nimble spirit of mirth.
I shall turn melancholy forth to funerals. Now, get out the cards so we can play some bridge.
I vote pineapple.
Charades!
Oh, come, I have something planned that's better than all those put together. I'll give you a hint. It involves shimmering images.
Oh, Billy.
Here he goes again.
You have a screening room like they do in Hollywood!
Oh, what a good guess.
A slideshow.
Talk in the moonlight.
Clever, but unlikely under the circumstances.
Oh, just tell us what it is. You're so aggravating.
Well, what do you say to a seance?
A seance?
When churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out contagion to this world.
Do you mean like holding hands and talking to the dead?
We don't say dead, we say passed over.
Or we say lunatic head of acting company forces guests through traumatic evening.
You really a believer?
Yes, that is, I'm getting to be. Conan Doyle got me started and he's quite fanatical about it.
But don't we need a medium or something?
We do indeed. And tonight we have the best in the business. Daria?
I knew it! I knew you were up to something!
I'm warning you all right now, I take this very seriously.
But when did you...
I've been a medium since I was 15. I was staying in Paris with my aunt and uncle who were in grief over the loss of their daughter, my cousin Clemens. The family dabbled in these things, and one night they included me in their ceremony. They were trying to contact Clemens and having no luck, when suddenly, without warning, she started speaking through me, through my lips.
That must have hurt.
It was exhilarating.
But why have a seance tonight? Who are we contacting?
Guesses?
Knox.
Dear old Noxie.
But why?
Because, dear boy, he must have overheard something in one of the dressing rooms. The plot to kill Gillette, presumably. So if he tells us what he saw or heard or the name of the person that slit his throat, then the mystery is solved. Am I right?
Exactly.
Does this mean we're all suspects?
Oh, not at all. He might say it was the understudy or the wardrobe mistress.
Or my Aunt Fanny.
The table will be our center. Our porter, please bring a chair.
Incidentally, you had a call this afternoon from a young woman. She said her name was Tamsin. Oh no. Is there a problem?
No, well, she was a friend of mine. A girlfriend, actually. She knows that I'm married now, but she persists in calling me. It's crazy.
Is she unbalanced?
No, I don't think so. I hope not.
Does Aggie know about it?
Yes, and she understands it's not my fault. At least I think she does.
I believe we're ready.
Excellent. Tell us what to do.
All right. Now, I want each of you to stay exactly where you are and take... Take a deep breath. Good. Now, look around and feel the presence of the other persons in this room. Look at your friends. Where they're standing, how they look. Very good. Now I'm going to lower the lights and I want each of you to take a seat around the table any way you please.
I'm beginning to feel creepy already.
You are creepy already.
Be quiet. Shh. Now I'm putting some music on just to calm things down. The mood in the room is very important. Let the mood relax you. Let it enter your bodies, slowly, deeply.
I could get used to this.
Does it always work? I mean, are you always this successful in reaching someone?
Oh, not at all. Quite the contrary, actually. All we can do is create the proper atmosphere so that someone from the other side will want to join us.
We could serve drinks.
My contact is a young actress who was murdered by her husband in 1820 in London after a performance of Othello. He thought she was committing adultery with her leading man.
Life imitates art.
Isn't that comforting?
Now, put your hands on the table. Fingers touching.
My name is Cabocula! Sorry, I couldn't help it. Sorry.
Laurentia, are you there? Laurentia, dear, this is Daria. Could you come and visit us? Laurentia, I think you'll like this visit because you'll be doing someone a big favor.
Ah, good God!
Simon, stop fooling around.
It wasn't me.
Is that you, Laurentia?
I think we should put a stop to this.
Don't be a baby.
I'm telling you, this
Would
is
you
a
two
bad...
be quiet? Thank you for coming, Laurentia. I deeply appreciate it. Now, Laurentia, listen carefully. Someone named Knox, the stage doorman of the Palace Theater in New York City, was murdered recently. And we're hoping you can bring him here so we can ask him some questions. Are you willing to help us, Laurentia? Laurentia? Thank you, my darling. Is there anything you'd like us to do?
What is he doing?
Stop it, Laurentia! Put your hands on the table! Bring it coming! Now, is there anything you'd like to say, dear? Laurentia? Are you still there? Laurentia, please.
Murder! Murder!
Madge?
Confess or die!
What?
Simon!
I didn't do anything!
Confess or die!
Stop doing that! I have nothing to confess!
Confess or die!
Stop it!
Leave her alone!
Simon, make her stop!
Madge, stop this nonsense at once. I don't believe for a single second.
She's not pointing at you, she's pointing at the window!
Where?
Through there!
Who is it?
Somebody must be out there! Well, I can't see a thing!
It's too dark. I think I see a shadow. No, don't touch her! Whoever killed Knox is next, so for God's sake, confess it now! Confess it, I beg you!
No one?
Well,
That didn't work out
Madge.
Sorry, darling. It was his idea. We had this knife left over from the production of the maid of Turkey, and the blood, of course, was from Titus.
You mean this was all a joke?
Not a joke exactly.
Not a joke at all. They're trying to find a murderer.
Which means you do suspect one of us.
Not exactly.
Oh, I was frightened to death.
I had my suspicions.
I'm sorry, old man.
Don't touch me, you idiot!
Oh, darling.
Don't speak to me!
Excuse me, but someone is trying to kill me, and I'd like to stop them before it's too late.
That is no excuse to
How dare you?
I'm very sorry.
How dare you? It's not as was to you a parlor game.
Of course not.
Am I a figure of fun? Is that what you think of me?
Now wait a second. I didn't have anything to do with
Shut up! You little worm. All you ever wanted was her money.
That is a lie. Dirty, filthy, stinking.
And you, just look at you. You and your two-bit actor husband. The man you adore, the man you would defend to the death. Has he told you yet that we slept together, that he made love to me in a New York hotel room?
One night, big mistake. No fun at all.
And you, Mr. High and Mighty, the great William Gillette. Just wait till I get through with you in my article. Pompous man, pompous actor.
Leave him alone. You don't deserve to clean his shoes.
Shut up! Believe me, you'll never work in the theater again, let alone star in anything. People will laugh at you and your rude mother and your adoring girlfriend.
She's my
And
wife.
she's in love with him, don't you see anything, you stupid fool? Now all of you get out of my sight, just leave me alone.
This is my house.
And I will be leaving it as soon as possible, for the moment I would like some privacy.
Simon, you know it's not true. Simon!
Madge, it was just sex. It lasted 5 minutes. 3 minutes? It went by so fast I don't even remember it.
Daria, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
I will ruin you. Hello, operator. Operator! Good, I was afraid the line might be. Yes. Now just listen to me. Is there a local taxi company in this godforsaken place? I said, is there a taxi company? T-A-X-I. Well, put them through. How do you do? Could you please send a taxi immediately to the Gillette House on Collins Lane? Collins! C-O-L... That's right. Yes, I'm sure it will be very difficult to get this, but that's your problem. Now just send me the goddamn car.
Hello?
What do you want?
I thought you might like a cup of tea to help you calm down.
I am perfectly calm, so please don't bother.
Oh, it's no bother at all. And I know that everyone feels sorry for hurting our feelings. It was entirely unintentional, you know.
It was not unintentional at all. Your son knew exactly what he was doing, which was using the seance for his own ends.
But my son is in danger. Someone is trying to kill him. You will admit. He must do something.
I will admit no such thing, thank you very much. The police are handling the investigation quite competently, I'm sure. And just because your son has neurotic delusions of being Sherlock Holmes, there's no reason to make the rest of us suffer.
He has no delusions at all.
Oh, please, with his little gadgets and his laboratory and his railroad, you know I think he's actually insane. No, really insane. A madman, and should be put away.
How dare you say that? How dare you? It is you who should be put away with your rudeness, and your mediums, and your seances. I knew girls like you when I was growing up. The bad girls, we called them, the malicious ones. They pretended they knew things because they were insecure.
Insecure?
They bullied people who were afraid of them. They spread lies and rumors because they were unpopular.
Get out! Get out! Get out of my sight, you old hag! And just remember, I'm going to ruin your son. He'll be the laughingstock of the entire profession. Now leave me alone!
Daria, I just want to say again that I had nothing to do with that travesty. I mean, sure, I teased you a bit and joked around a little, but you shouldn't blame me for that.
Stop blithering. I know what you're up to. You're scared to death and you want everyone to think you're just an idiot.
But I am just an idiot!
Oh, get out!
But Daria, please, this shouldn't affect anything else that
Get out!
Don't speak. Don't. Not a word, just listen. As someone who was once your friend, regardless of our little mistake, I just want you to know that this behavior that you're displaying to everyone this evening is entirely uncalled for, and I suggest you apologize to everyone, or else something untoward will happen to you.
Untoward?
Unexpected, unfortunate. Now, take my advice. You need to apologize to everyone, and you may not think that I'm your friend, but I am.
Felix! Felix, get down here! Felix, I'm talking to you!
I meant to leave this with you, but I took it with me by mistake. Is everyone in this house insane?
Oh, shut up! Oh, dang it. Stupid house, I can't see. Hello? Hello? Where is everybody? Hello? Who is it? Hello? Oh, it's you again. Can't you people leave me alone? Nag, nag, nag. You're all scared to death. Doctor! I need a doctor! Dean!
Daria, there you are. I bumped into Mother and she said that you called a taxi. Yes, I know you're angry, but I was hoping I could persuade you to stay.
No! Help!
Yes, I know the seance was no help and it was very stupid of me, but you see, I get these enthusiasms now and then and I just overdo it sometimes.
Knife in the back!
Yes, I'm sure it seemed like a knife in the back, but I was trying to catch a killer. Sometimes I just want to do something and not just entertain people. Oh, now what do you say? We just forget the whole thing, yes? That's not very understanding, now is it? All right, goodbye.
Back! Back!
Oh, guess I meant to lock the back door.
Lock! Don't lock!
I'm not looking at it, I'm locking it. I'm closing up for the night.
Look! Look! Look!
Darius, what in the devil are you? God. Jeez. Certainly. Yes, I'll just be a moment. Thank you so much. Oh, good God. It's my knife. Hello? Operator? Get me the police. P-O-L. Yes, that's right. Thank you. Hello? Is this the police? I have to report a murder.
Really, dear?
Mother, what are you doing here?
Don't be ridiculous.
Mother, please stay out of this room. There's something I don't want you to see. Will you hold on for a moment? Now, Mother, listen. Brace yourself. This is going to be very upsetting, but Daria is dead.
Yes, I know, dear. I killed her.
What did you say?
I said I killed Daria.
But she was murdered.
That was me, I'm afraid. Oh, Willie!
I'll have to get back to you. Mother, what happened?
Oh, I was just so angry at Daria for speaking to you the way that she did that I lost my temper.
Mother, she was only threatening me.
Oh, she would have done it too. She was ruthless. She was evil. She was a theater critic, for God's sake. Oh, I suppose I'll go to jail now, won't I?
No, you won't. I won't let that happen, I promise you.
Oh, but how is that possible?
I don't know yet, but you'll have to do everything I say.
Oh, I suppose I can try.
Good. Now I want you to go upstairs and take one of your pills. It'll make you sleepy. No, take two.
But when I take two, I can't even see straight.
Good, and then straight to bed. We'll discuss it in the morning.
Oh, Willie, I'm so sorry for doing such a terrible thing. But I couldn't let her hurt you. I just couldn't.
It's all right, I understand. No, up you go, straight to bed. You promised.
Oh, all right. Not tonight.
Sleep tight.
Don't let the bed bugs bite. Oh, Willie, I love you so much.
And I love you.
Incidentally, that taxi that Daria ordered before she died, I canceled it. I took the view she wouldn't need it once she was dead. Good night, dear.
Oh my God. Felix, thank God, come here quickly.
Don't speak to me, you reprobate.
Yes, I know I was stupid. I apologize. I'm groveling, but I need your help.
Of course you do, because you had to stage a seance. You had to pretend my wife was murdered, and you certainly had to. What the hell is that? It's Daria.
She's dead.
What's the joke?
There is no joke. She's dead.
Bada bada beady beady boom. Oh my God, what happened?
Knife to the back.
Good God, who did this?
You're not gonna believe this.
Who?
Mother.
My mother did this?
Not your mother, my mother.
Martha? Dear sweet Martha?
She was furious that Daria threatened to ruin me. Now I have to protect her. Will you help me?
Well, of course, I'll help you. She's like my own mother. But what are you thinking?
I'm not sure yet. I suppose we should hide the body somewhere in the house. Then we'll claim that Daria left here right after the seance and we have no clue at all where she was going. Then, when things cool down, we'll get rid of the body.
It does make us accessories to murder, you know.
Well, you don't want to help your dear sweet Martha, who's been like a mother.
Oh, shut up! We can't let her go to prison. Poor old thing. What kind of life has she had? She's been stuck with you for most of it. What are you doing?
Getting rid of the evidence.
Ah, yuck.
Look at this. There are fingerprints all over it.
You do realize that you're not really Sherlock Holmes, don't you?
Of course I do, Watson. Good God, who is that?
How should I know? Maybe it's the police to arrest us for murder?
That's very funny. Ha ha. Hello? Who is it?
Good evening, Mr. the Police. To whom am I speaking, please?
This is William Gillette. May I help you?
Yes, I'd like to ask you a few questions. But it's rather snowy out here, so may I come in, please?
Good God, what are the police doing here?
Just remember, I called them after I found the body.
Oh, great.
But then Mother confessed and I told them not to come.
Oh, that's all right then. Hello, police? There's just been a murder. But whoops. I think my mother did it, so please don't bother stopping by.
Ho, 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 I'm laughing behind this mask of horror on my face. Now would you pick up the body so we can hide it?
Nice. 1, 2, 3. She's happier than she looks.
Well, put your back into it.
She must weigh 1,000 pounds.
At least it was all in the right places.
Where should we put her?
What about the closet?
Good idea.
Down, push her up.
I'm trying. I don't think she fits.
Well, let's stand on it. That should do it.
There, good.
I'll get the policeman. Felix! Oh, what are you doing?
It's not my fault.
Of course it is. You didn't close the door properly. There. I better go. Felix!
I didn't do anything.
It's a lock. Just won't catch.
Who built this place? The 3 little pigs?
Hello?
I'm getting very wet out here to make a snow engine if you like.
Yes, no, I'll be right there. I'm so sorry. Wait, I have an idea.
Oh my God. That's perfect. Why didn't we start there?
I forgot about it.
But it's your house!
Look it up.
There, how's that? She looks like something out of Eugene O'Neill.
I'll get the inspector, you close up. Just push the handle.
Come on. Would you close, you stupid?
Welcome, Inspector. Please, come in.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry to keep you waiting, Inspector.
Not at all. I'm only sorry I forgot my snowshoes.
Hello.
There's no need to escape, Professor Moriarty. I recognise you from Mr. Dillette's most interesting play.
Oh, I see. Did you enjoy it?
I found it unlikely, illogical, far-fetched, and I enjoyed it immensely. Especially when you plunged to your death.
Thank you.
Always liked Sherlock Holmes, of course. Can't be in my business not appreciate him. He's such a misfit. I like misfits. I don't know why.
I don't suppose there's much crime out here in Connecticut, eh?
Oh, you'd be surprised. I have loads of cases. I just can't solve any of them. I seem to miss the clues for some reason. And yet, I do catch all the criminals in the end. Don't know how exactly. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones. Thought I'd be an actress when I was a youngster, you see. Just never had the confidence. Alas, but then I got a nose for blood and that's all I needed. Blood will have blood. This is a dagger which I see before me. No, it isn't actually. It's missing.
I'm sorry?
The dagger from your wall? This spot here. I can see the discoloration from where the dagger used to be.
You know, it is unusual meeting a woman detective. I didn't know they existed. Are you one of many?
Not yet, I'm afraid. But I believe you might call me the wave of the future. I think of myself as a pioneer, heading west, fertilising the land as I go.
I don't want to think too hard about that.
So what can we do for you, Inspector?
Well, a few minutes ago, someone called the police station and reported a murder. According to the operator, the call came from this house.
This house?
That's ridiculous.
Then it wasn't either of you who called?
No.
Not at all.
I see. And, how's your arm feeling?
I beg your pardon?
The arm. Well, you were shot 2 weeks ago on the staging theatre in New York City. It was in all the papers. You see, I believe that if these two events, the shooting and the call, are unrelated, then we've got ourselves quite a coincidence. And coincidence makes me very suspicious.
Twitch, no, yes, why?
Inspector, the fact is that nothing unpleasant has happened here tonight, unless you count my rather poor singing during the Christmas caroling.
Is something the matter?
No, I just remembered a good joke.
Oh, can you tell us?
Well, yes, certainly. There were these two Irishmen, and the one says, "Begorra, what is that dead body doing on the living room floor?" And the other one says,
Begorra, because the door to the bar wouldn't close.
Mr. Gillette, if you don't mind, I'd like to take a look around for a moment. Like to jiggle your handles, as it were.
"Certainly, yes. Feel free. Why don't you start in the kitchen? It's right through here, last door on the right."
Thanks so much. I'll just be a few minutes.
Is she gone yet?
Not quite. Yes, she's gone. Now, why didn't you hide the body?
That pulpit of yours didn't work properly and I had to drag her out and then it closed all by itself.
You didn't pull it properly.
Of course I pulled it properly.
Excuse me.
Ah!
I forgot to ask, but is there anyone else staying here at the moment?
Yes, indeed. We have Felix's wife, Madge, and, of course, Aggie and Simon, all from the play you saw. And then we have my mother, who's very, very old and asleep upstairs, so if you could avoid disturbing her.
Of course. But I'd like to speak with the others if you don't mind.
We'll call them down.
Thank you. I'll be in the kitchen.
Help yourself to any of the leftovers.
I intend to.
Is she gone this time? Yes, thank God. I've played a lot of supporting roles in my time, but this is ridiculous.
Mr. Gillette, may I ask you a question out here?
Believe it. Yes, just coming. I'll get the inspector. This time, close it with her inside.
Ooh, what a good idea. That's very helpful.
So then there are 3 exits to the grounds from this floor.
Yes, no, 4. Front door, French doors, kitchen door, and door to the study.
And where is the study exactly?
Right through here.
Thank you. Order from chaos.
I beg your pardon?
Order from chaos. It's what I do. Isn't that comforting?
Felix? Felix! Would you please quit fooling around?
She She's still alive.
Don't be ridiculous.
She's not dead yet. Just take her pulse or something.
Why don't you take it?
Because I'm not touching her. Well,
She's dead now.
oh thank God. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's just that. I'll go get the others, and don't you ever ask me to cover up a murder for you again.
Mr. Jeanette, I just had a thought. Do you have any domestic help working here tonight?
No, our cook left after serving dinner, and I gave my butler the night off. It is Christmas Eve, after all.
Is it? Of course it is. Merry Christmas. Now, what about visitors? Did any of your neighbours drop in? Perhaps you had some carolers there, deck the halls, that sort of thing? We used to love us with the neighbours on Christmas Eve. Bit of a song, bit of a whistle. By the time we finished, I could hardly stagger home.
That sounds delightful, but I'm afraid it was just a Cass and Mother. A quiet evening with a few retiring friends.
Holy Helen and Handbasket, this is just lovely! Now, a policeman wants to talk to me about murder. Are you the policeman?
Policewoman, actually.
Good. Arrest my husband.
I beg your pardon.
Arrest him. He's guilty as sin, and of sin it happens. The charge is adultery.
Madge, would you stop?
Well, it's true, isn't it? You stood right here and admitted it in front of everybody.
Well, what was I supposed to do?
You could have lied like every other husband on the planet.
Well, excuse me, but who was the one who pretended to be possessed today? Look at me. I'm catatonic and I'm scaring my husband to death.
I did it to solve a mystery, didn't I?
Well, it didn't work, now did it?
But it could have.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Academy Award this year goes to Madge Giselle for vomiting blood in her fellow guests this weekend. Ah! Ow! Madge, get back here! You're acting like a lunatic!
What's going on? Was someone shouting?
Maggie, I thought you were upstairs.
I was coming back down to the kitchen to get a snack. Down? To the back stairs?
Maggie Wheeler, Inspector Gordon.
Inspector? Did something happen?
Well, we're not certain, but we believe there may have been a murder in this house.
Murder? Who's been murdered?
That's the thing. We're not quite sure.
Where's Simon?
I don't know. He seems to have disappeared on me.
That's all. When did you last see him?
I was going upstairs earlier this evening. We all did. And Simon gave me some wine, and I fell asleep on my bed without even changing. I didn't know I was so tired, but I really calmed out. It's like I was drugged or something. Anyway, I woke up and he was gone.
Simon, this is William. In whatever room you're in, you go to the intercom and push the red button. It'll open up the line between us. Simon? Simon, can you hear me?
Oh, William, please tell him he's alright.
I'm sure he's fine. You were with him just a half hour ago.
Oh, shouldn't have left me in the room.
What's going on? Is there a problem?
Where have you been?
I was in the kitchen getting a snack.
How do you do? Inspector Gordon, Middlesex County Police Department.
Good heavens, is something wrong?
There's been a murder.
Oh my God.
But not in this house.
You think?
Well, I believe I'd know if there were murder in my own house.
Where's Madge?
What do you mean, where's Madge? She's with you.
And then she hopped up and she's not in our room.
She's probably in the bathroom.
No, I looked and she isn't there either.
Why is everyone so jumpy all of a sudden?
I told you there's a murder on the loose.
Madge, if you can hear this, would you... The line's dead.
What about the phones? Hello? Hello, operator? It's dead.
It's just electricity.
Except that Madge is missing.
Felix, she was here 5 minutes ago.
Excuse me, but I don't know if my wife is missing or not, but she is definitely missing.
Who's missing?
Oh my God! Madge, where have you been?
I was in the kitchen getting a snack.
You should have told me.
That I was hungry?
The kitchen seems to be very popular.
Speaking of missing people, by the way, where's Martha?
Upstairs, asleep.
Through all this? Yes, through all this.
Where's Daria?
Who's Daria?
Daria Chase, the columnist.
She's staying here, at this house.
Yes, that's right.
No, she's not, actually.
She left right after you all went to bed.
In this weather?
Well, she was upset, and simply insisted on walking out.
That's right.
Upset.
A little.
It was nothing.
And did either of you see her leave?
Not exactly.
But she said she was leaving.
Wait a second. That's her handbag.
She must have forgotten it.
Women do.
He would have never left without her handbag. That's impossible.
It's not impossible.
I agree with Madge. Women just don't.
Unless she was running from something.
Perhaps someone should go look at her room.
I'll go.
I'll go with you.
If I had killed Daria, I know where I'd have put her. In that hidden room of yours.
Hidden room?
I don't have a hidden room, Simon.
Oh, you know what I mean. That bar thing. Martha showed us. You pulled this handle.
Don't do it!
I don't know what you two are thinking. There's nothing here.
I guess this means we're not exchanging presents tonight.
Shh. It's all right. It's over now.
I'm afraid it isn't over, Mr. Bright. Miss Chase has been murdered, and I have been lied to.
Did you guys dispose of the body as they do in mysteries?
We put her in the greenhouse next to a very beautiful orchid. She looks rather holy.
That's a first.
Sure, you're still cross with me, aren't you?
You could have told me about the seance, and you could have told me about Mr. Bowles.
Nice.
And whoever he was. The man was murdered last night, and you don't even tell me about it.
I'm awfully sorry. I was going to say something, but then...
Oh, stop it! You were shot 2 weeks ago, Mr. Gillette, and if I were in your stockings, I'd feel rather concerned at the moment.
Do you really think there's a connection with all this?
Well, of course there is. There has to be. We just can't see it yet because we're in the forest. Now I need some assistance, but I assume this telephone's still dead. Hello? Hello? And I suppose no one knows where the murder weapon is. All right, I'd like all of you to go into the dining room and wait for me. And I urge you to keep an eye on each other. No one leaves. I'll call you for questioning one at a time, and believe me, this is not a joke.
Good. Let's get down to business. I fear it's more complicated than I thought at first. They all have motives.
What are you talking about? Get in there.
Surely I'm not a suspect.
Of course you are.
But it's my house.
What has that got to do with it? If anything, it means you're a bigger suspect. You know the house inside and out. You knew about the hidden room.
You know, when you think about it, you're just as much a suspect as I am.
I beg your pardon?
It happens all the time in murder mysteries. The slightly odd inspector who shows up alone in the middle of the night pretending to sort things out, when in fact they intend to murder someone for some hideous crime that happened 20 years ago.
Nonsense.
I don't see a badge.
I left it at the office.
That's a likely story.
You hid murder and you're accusing me of stories? Hello?
Mother, what are you doing here?
I heard a tea kettle, and it woke me up. At least I think it was a tea kettle. It might have... Was it a scream or was it a tea kettle?
All right, back to bed.
Oh, don't be silly. I'm perfectly fine. How do you do? Are you a stranger?
Yes, I am, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's all right. I like strange men. Don't I, Will? Sometimes, if they're nice. Are you nice?
I like to think so.
Oh.
Mother, how many sleeping pills did you take? Oh.
They make me
All right, back to bed, Mother.
Oh, stop it. How do you do? I'm Martha Gillette.
How do you do? Inspector Goring from the Middlesex County Police Department.
Mother!
I knew it would come to this. I just knew it.
So you knew about the murder then?
Of course I know. How could I not know when I was the one?
Mother, don't say anything, not a word.
Oh, don't be silly. We knew it would come to this, and I want to get it over with. It is a far, far better thing I do than I have ever done before. It is a far, far better place I go.
Inspector, listen to me. I didn't want to do this in front of my mother, but I killed Daria Chase. I'm turning myself in.
Really?
Good God, are you serious?
Yes. She threatened to ruin my career, and I couldn't just stand by and let her do it.
Oh, nonsense. Inspector, I killed Daria
Please, the
Chase
inspector
for
could
trying
see
to
you
protect
couldn't do it. You're too old.
Come over here and say that.
Would you both be quiet?
Oh, Willie!
Mother.
How could I do such a thing? And I didn't mean to kill her. She just made me so angry.
You didn't mean to kill her.
I only wanted to make her sick and teach her a lesson.
Excuse us. But Mother, you must have realized it would kill her.
No, I didn't. I thought, you can't treat my son that way. I'll make you suffer first. I'll make you sick as a dog.
But you stabbed her in the back.
What are you talking about? How could I stab anybody?
You used a knife from the wall, and then you... Oh my God, you didn't kill her.
I didn't.
Mother, what did you say a moment ago about getting sick or something?
I said I'd make her sick as a dog the way she threatened you and...
That's it, that's it.
But what is that supposed to?
Oh, be quiet, listen.
Willie!
Listen.
I don't hear a thing.
Neither do I.
It's a case of the dog in the night.
But I don't hear a dog.
Exactly. Mother, quick, go find Portia.
But what has Portia got to do with this?
She may be ill or she may be... Mother, quick, go find her. Inspector, listen to me. I retract my confession and my mother's. We didn't do it.
But I heard her confess.
But she didn't mean it, and that's the point. She's as innocent as a newborn lamb feeding on the crest of yonder hill.
Othello?
I just made it up. Oh, how's Portia?
She's very ill. I should have realized that wicked woman might do such a thing.
Do what thing? What are you talking about?
It's simple, really. Mother was furious at Daria for threatening me, so to teach her a lesson, she gave her, what, a cup of tea?
Yes.
With a little something in it to make her sick.
Yes. Well, not at first. At first I gave her a regular cup of tea. But when she became abusive, I went back and I doctored it.
With one of the chemicals I left in the kitchen.
It said on the bottle, if ingested, causes violent stomach pains. And I thought, well, that's it. That's just the thing.
But she didn't drink the tea. She must have thrown it at Portia, who licked it up off the floor.
That's it. That makes sense. But I must get Portia to bed right away. Goodbye.
Wait, Mother! Earlier when I went... And you nodded? What did you think I meant?
I thought you were cheering me on about the poison. Go, Mother! Go, Mother! See you later.
Ha-ha! We're back in business! And now we have a murderer to catch.
Me?
Let's review what we know so far. What we know is that Daria must have been murdered in the 15 minutes after the seance, because that's when I came in and found her. Which places the murder between 8:45 and 9 p.m.
Mr. Gillette, let me remind you that I am in charge of this case, and you are by no means ruled out as a suspect.
A, I'm not a suspect, and you know it. B, you do need my help because I know everyone involved. And C, I haven't quite ruled out you as a suspect, and in fact, you seem rather odd to me. Now, who shall we start with?
All Aggie and Simon in, and no funny business.
Aggie, Simon, will you step in, please? I need to ask you some questions. The inspector will take notes for me.
I do not find that even faintly amusing. This is my case, and it shall remain that way. Now both of you sit down. I want to discuss the relationship with Doria Chase. How did you know her?
I only met her this evening.
I met her at Killington, the ski resort.
And when was this?
Just over a year ago.
And how'd you meet?
She recognized me from a play I was in. She'd given me a bad review about a swimsuit.
Swimsuit?
I wore a swimsuit in the play, and she implied that it was too loose.
Loose, but how could she tell if it was a... Oh. Sorry, dear.
Anyway, I'd never even been to Killington before, and there she was. I think she goes there pretty often as a sort of getaway.
And why were you there?
Oh, he was helping me.
Helping?
I was on my honeymoon and my husband Hugo was killed in a skiing accident.
I've read about that. He was a big wheel. Oh my lord, I'm so sorry, dear.
Thank you. After it happened, I called Simon over to help me deal with it.
And you arrived overnight?
Yes, I borrowed a friend's car and drove for about 7 hours.
I see. And the name of your friend who owned the car, please?
Tamsin McGregor.
Yes.
That was his girlfriend at the time.
I see.
Simon, you can go ahead and talk about it. It's fine. She still calls him, apparently. She doesn't want to give him up.
I asked her to stop calling.
I know that.
I even told Mr. Gillette about it.
Yes, that's right. She called this afternoon and I answered the phone. She sounded upset, I'm afraid.
I'm sorry you had to be involved.
Oh, not at all. The one thing I don't understand, though, is how she got this telephone number.
I guess she looked it up or called the operator.
That's impossible. It's unlisted.
Maybe she saw it in my address book.
While you were still a couple.
Right.
Except that was what, almost a year ago?
That's right.
And I moved into this house just 3 months ago. So there was no telephone number a year ago. It didn't exist.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she got it from a friend of yours or your agent or something. I mean, she knew I was coming here. I told her that. But I also told her not to call under any circumstances. I begged her. I said, don't call!
Telephone seems to be working again.
Hello? Tamsin.
Hello. No, but Tamsin, how did you get this number? Tell me. Because I need to know. Look, just calm down. I'm not accusing you of anything. Calm down! Tamsin, yes, of course I did at the time, but things change. I'm sorry. Oh God, Aggie, wait! Tamsin, I have to go. Yes, I'll call you back. I'm sorry. May I?
The silence between the two professionals spoke volumes. It's too bad we can't find the murder weapon. It's one of the many things I find out about this case. Could have fingerprints on it, it could be broken in some way, a white clean.
Inspector, would you please quit babbling about useless details? I need to think.
Well, I would hardly call the murder weapon a useless detail, Mr. Holmes. It could tell us everything.
It won't. I've already inspected it.
What?
It's in the drawer.
Good God! Why didn't you tell me, Mr. Gillette?
Inspector, I have no idea why I didn't tell you, but now that you've found it, would you please be quiet? I'm trying to think.
We've got it!
Got it.
We know who got it.
What a team we are.
Like, Astaire and Rogers.
Nick and Nora.
Seppo and Vincent.
You know, we could do this professionally.
We're awfully good at it.
What are you talking about?
We've solved the murder.
It's all wrapped up.
Don't try to thank us.
But you are suspects yourselves.
Not anymore. We figured it out.
You may call the sheriff and clean up this town.
What's your guess?
It isn't a guess at all. Look, let's start with a proposition. Whoever murdered Daria is behind the whole thing, all right? All of the murders and the attempted murder.
Working backwards, that includes Daria, Noggs, you, and Hugo.
I thought Hugo was an accident.
Oh, please. Coincidence?
Fair enough, go on.
So who are the suspects? The people in this house, right?
Usins.
But, process of elimination, first we eliminate Martha. Fair?
Well...
Can you really see her killing Hugo?
Or hiring someone to shoot at her son?
Then killing Noggs?
With a razor blade?
Alright, I give.
So what about you? Did you do it?
Oh, please. And you?
That would be ridiculous.
So now we're down to 4 suspects. Let's start with us. Did you do it, darling?
No, my love. And you?
Not a chance.
Those are denials. They carry no weight whatsoever.
Except for Noggs.
Good old Noggsy.
What about him?
He was killed last night, and we were staying at my sister's house in Rhinebeck last night.
We have 10 witnesses.
I see it all. I thought you would.
What?
Now we're down to Aggie and Simon. And Simon lied.
When?
He and Daria met at Killington. They both said so. But she said she left there before Hugo died.
And he said he arrived there after the killing in response to Aggie's call for help.
But why should Simon lie about when he arrived at Killington?
So he could murder Hugo and get away with it.
Bingo!
But why on earth would he murder Hugo?
The money, don't you see it? Simon arrives at Killington on, let's say, Saturday, so he can plan the murder. Then he pretends to arrive on Tuesday so he can play the hero with Aggie, and later it works because he marries Aggie, and as her husband, gets half the money.
And Daria knew all this because she happened to be at Killington and saw them.
So she became a threat to Simon and he had to kill her.
Case closed.
Wait, Mr. Gillette was shot at the Paris Theatre. How does that fit in? Admittedly, Simon could have hired someone, but why shoot you? He was already married to Aggie. It doesn't make sense.
I have an idea about that.
So do I.
So do I. He missed, right?
Well, of course he missed. He hit Mr. Gillette's arm. Though from that distance, I'd have to put it right through his heart. Then it ricocheted twice around the theatre and over, come back up between his testicles.
You don't understand. The man missed entirely. He was shooting at Aggie. The bullet missed her and it hit Willie.
But why on earth was he shooting at Aggie?
Tamsin.
Tamsin?
Simon has a girlfriend.
He's in love with her.
Just look at it from Simon's point of view. He murders Hugo and marries Aggie because he has to, but he's not in love with Aggie. He's in love with Tamsin. Solution, kill Aggie.
And Tamsin has her telephone number because Simon
Gave it to her.
So if I may, a recap from the beginning just once.
Go.
Simon is in love with Tamsin and is friends with Aggie.
Then Aggie marries Hugo, who is as rich as Croesus.
So Simon, who is ambitious,
And a sociopath.
kills Hugo, marries Aggie, gets the money, then decides to kill Aggie so he and Tamsin can enjoy the loot.
Then Simon leaves a note making it look like Gillette was the intended victim.
But
Noggs overhears Simon trying to hire someone to shoot at Aggie.
and whoever it was misses Aggie, the intended victim, and hits our beloved leader here.
Meanwhile, Simon kills Noggs because he's heard something.
On top of which, Daria knows the truth because of Killington.
Blackmails Simon.
So he stabs her in the back.
Well, that's simple enough?
It is, actually. Like Richard III, ruthless man kills everyone he needs to in order to get what he wants. The rest is detail.
Hello, my dears.
How's Portia?
Oh, she's going to be fine. Thank God.
Martha, have you seen Simon around?
You know, I have actually. I was in the kitchen and I saw him outside walking towards the boathouse in this weather. That's ridiculous.
A getaway?
Possibly.
Wait a second, was Aggie with him?
I couldn't see very well, but I think she might have been.
Still in danger, I wasn't thinking.
But he wouldn't do anything to her here, would he?
Who knows what he'd do? He's getting desperate.
You go out the French doors and surround them.
Wait, I think we should make lots of noise so he hears us coming and thinks twice about hurting her.
That's excellent.
The word madhouse doesn't begin to describe it.
Where is everybody? Hello? William? Oh, you startled me.
Sorry.
Where have you been? What's the matter with you?
Nothing.
You want to go Tams in the back, is that it?
You know that's not true.
Oh, really? You sounded pretty friendly on the phone just now.
I didn't mean to.
Simon, are you still in love with her? Tell me the truth, please.
No.
No what? That you're not telling me the truth? That you're not in love with her?
What do you think?
I'm sorry, I just get jealous sometimes. I was looking for you and I couldn't find you.
I went outside to do some thinking. What a weekend! Can I get you a drink?
I love one.
Have a seat, it'll just take a minute. No. Sit here. You can see outside. The light is so beautiful.
So tired.
Are you?
Oh, my neck. Could you massage it?
Of course. How's that?
Heaven. Wouldn't it be wonderful to live in a place like this?
You can't afford it, you know.
That's true, but I meant this kind of life, like the inspector. Oh, we could solve all the local mysteries and put things right again. Oh, I love that sort of tidiness when all the pieces fit so perfectly together and everything just locks into place. That's when they catch the really bad people. Where did the Penny Feathers cat disappear to? She's on the roof. Who dug up Mrs. Pilgrim's flower bed? It was that darn dog again. Why do the Wheelers beat their daughter every night? She tries so hard to be perfect.
I know you do.
We had the perfect plan, didn't we?
We did.
I marry Hugo, I get the money, we kill Hugo, and we get married.
Then Daria had to come along and stick her nose in it. Out of the blue.
She was onto you like a shot.
Stupid cow, I always hated her. Did you know she tried to blackmail me? Me?
Is that why you killed her?
No, I didn't kill her. That's the funny thing. It wasn't me.
Oh, really? And yet, on the other hand, you tried to kill me, didn't you? You hired that man to shoot me at the theater, didn't you? Didn't you?
Yes.
And you were about to do it again, weren't you?
Maggie, please.
Maggie, please, what? Leave you and Tamsin to enjoy my money?
No.
Liar! Admit it! You're still in love with her, aren't you? Admit it or I'll kill you!
I'll try the house. Aggie!
Stop it! William, all this done. Oh, he tried to kill me, and I killed Hugo, and he put that horrible thing around my neck, and I managed to squirm out of it, and I got the thing around his neck, and I can't breathe. It was Simon all along. You're still in love with Tamsin, he admitted it. Oh, William, I love you so much.
Oh, my darling, that's wonderful. And may I tell you something?
Of course you can. You can tell me anything in the world.
I turned the tape recorder back on before I ran outside.
Oh, no, don't play it, please.
I didn't put it together until I was outside. You murdered Hugo because you had to. You married Simon because he helped you get the money.
Get back! I'll shoot, I swear to God!
Maggie?
You didn't love me enough. I wasn't good enough for you, for the great William Gillette. Well, I didn't need you. I'm out Hugo.
Aggie, please. You don't think I leave him around loaded now, do you?
No, you don't.
Let go of me! Let me go!
Mr. Giselle, would you help me here? I thought, Mr. Gillette, you were right. She's a wild cat.
Stop it! Stop it! I hate you! You hadn't recorded me with that stupid machine. I'd have gotten away with it!
I hate to tell you this, but I didn't turn the machine on. That was a bluff.
Ah!
Aggie, why?
Why? How's $50 million? Why? How's getting to dress perfectly, and to act perfectly, and get treated perfectly? Except Simon had to go and ruin it. You're the lying woman, that's not cheap.
What happened? Uh-oh.
Mr. Bright, you are under arrest for the attempted murder of Miss Agatha Wheeler, the murder of her husband Hugo, and the murder of Miss Doria Chase. If you would like to make a statement...
Hey, wait a second! I didn't kill Doria, she did!
Liar! Why would I kill Doria? It was your alibi that busted!
You lying little schemer had nothing to do with it!
Please be quiet. You are both under arrest. And I believe I hear my men coming up the drive. Now move along, idiot.
You were right about Aggie. What made you think of it?
Just getting outside helped clear my head. And then I thought, how could Simon kill Hugo alone? Just loosening the strap on the ski, too unpredictable. Aggie must have drugged the poor man, or else they killed him together first and staged the accident. I suppose we'll find out at the trial.
I hadn't thought of a trial. Do you think they could beat the rep?
I don't suppose so. But if this were a play, it would make for a good sequel. Inspector, well done.
Thank you, William. We got our man girl. Whatever.
Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty.
If you need an actress, give me a tingle. It might be available.
Amazing.
Aggie. Who would have guessed?
Well, I did, actually.
What do you mean?
I always thought there was something suspicious about her. She was too perfect, too satisfied. Which is why I decided to follow her out here last night during dinner. I had a feeling she was up to something.
I thought you were out here fooling around with Daria.
Madge, me?
I wouldn't push it if I were you.
I'm so sorry, really. Were you in love with her?
Suppose I was there for a moment. But what is love? 'Tis not hereafter.
Present mirth hath present laughter.
What's to come is still unsure.
In delay there lies no plenty.
Then come kiss me, sweet and 20.
Youth's stuff will not endure.
That's all well and good, but Sweet and 20 tried to blow your brains out.
Sweet and 20 usually does. Oh, careful with that. It's loaded.
Oh, it is not.
Yes, it is. I emptied only the first chamber. How else to catch a master criminal?
You mean to say that you emptied out the first chamber of every single one of these guns?
Yes.
Felix, be careful.
Gillette, listen to me. You're not really Sherlock Holmes. You've got to get over this obsession of yours.
Felix, would you be careful with that? It's loaded!
No, it is not, and I'll prove it.
No, don't.
Wait! I have a question. If Aggie and Simon didn't kill Daria, then who did?
Oh, sorry. I can see you're busy. There's something I forgot to do. Oh, what was it? Oh, yes, of course. We can't leave this just lying around. It might still have my fingerprints on it. They think I was as crazy as a bedbug.
Mother?
Sorry, dear, but I had to do it. She would have ruined you. There. Now everything's perfect again, and you can all go to bed. Oh, Merry Christmas.